So probably at this point you're wondering, why do we go from me crossing the finish line to me lying on the couch? Well, let's just say this. It was a big lesson learned for me.
Press the backs of our hands together. It's still wet, so
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel.
One's
Running
a body
1,000,000 miles this morning. Please like and subscribe.
1,000 miles.
Come run 10 miles with me.
What's up, gang?
Get ready with me to run 10 miles.
To wake up and go run 100 miles
Ew.
barefoot. Cam's running the 10 miler today. I signed her up. She doesn't
but she's doing it.
barefoot. I don't know, everything's barefoot.
I know.
Now this is, Ralph, this is your
What's your-
first trail race, right?
Obsession with bare feet.
Is this your first race, period, besides
Yeah.
like the
This is my
hybrid?
No,
first,
he did
like-
triathlons.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
besides the triathlon
Yeah,
or like
this is like my first, well,
like
I've
an
done,
actual-
5Ks.
oh, you've done 5Ks?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've done like 4 or 5 of them.
But that was how long ago? Or have you done one recently?
No, I haven't done one recently. That was years ago.
Like before you started CrossFit?
Yeah, that was like lived in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Were any of them ever trail runs or just regular?
No, they were
5Ks?
just by the beach.
So this is your
It was on-
first dang, since you've been doing CrossFit, this is legit your first run, like
Yeah.
race, besides the hybrid race
Yep.
we did. And what, do you have a goal time? Or goal paces? Or what's the plan?
I'd like to around an hour, maybe a little over an hour. I don't know, probably 8 minutes. I'd like to hold 8 minutes.
Hold 8.
Yes.
Oh, mine's just survive today. I mean, because I hadn't.
That's 6-minute miles.
Yeah, I'm gonna run 5:30s the whole run in the trail. Nah, I'm just cruising. I'm actually just treating this as a long run day. And
Yeah.
Well, the first part of the trail, or a lot of the trail, was just like gravel road, isn't it? It's not like actually
all right,
trail.
so you read that, Ralph? The first part is
Well,
first
I read a
mile's
little bit.
wide,
Yeah.
so you got to kind of get your, you
Yeah.
want to find your pace group. You want to find your, find your people, and make all your passes in that first mile. So even lining up at the start line, you're going to want to kind of get not the front, but probably not too far off from the front, because it's only 300 people, and
Only 3.
Shoot. Still a lot of people.
it's only 300 people.
Do they have
Oh.
pacer groups like they did with the
No,
other one? This one
I
they
don't think no pacer groups. So for a race like this, so you're going to want to kind of, because once you get in the trails, it does get
Yeah.
hard to pass.
Smell like piss in Pittsburgh.
It's been smelling like that since we got
Since Siler.
Oh, that's kind of shit myself.
Babe, but that's not you. It smells
No,
like you outside.
I'm just kidding. I didn't do it.
Well, there's not all camo is created equal.
No, they're all different kinds of
Yeah,
camo.
I like that camo pattern.
Cam loves running.
It's a
Cam does love running.
here with Ralph Malone. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. A little sore, but overall pretty good. Fun race.
Did you do it again?
Yeah, I would. 10 out of 10.
Hey. Here we go. We're waiting on Dad.
And this is where things started to go from bad to worse.
We build worlds out of steel. Now they're ruins of something we feel. It's so nice to get away, if just for a moment, if just for a...
So probably at this point you're wondering, why do we go from me crossing the finish line to me lying on the couch? Unfortunately, I had some issues during the race. It went horribly. Once I crossed the finish line, there was no thoughts at all about filming or anything like that. My legs started cramping up immediately. Calves, hamstrings, quads. My whole goal was just to make it to the table that had the water, the Gatorade, the towels that were on ice, and get a towel on my neck to start cooling me down, because I knew something was not right. Looking back at the race, I'm not sure exactly where it started, but I know even around mile 2, things started going bad, and it was really weird. I normally start my races slow. I normally don't feel good on my runs until I get to mile 4 or 5. So I wasn't like super concerned until I got somewhere late in mile 2 or maybe in mile 3, and the front of my calves, my tibialis, was like pumped so bad, like just like a bicep pump when you're working out. And it was so bad that it wasn't clearing up. It wasn't clearing up, and I thought, well, maybe it's my shoes. My shoes aren't super broken. I thought maybe it's the shoes, and so I tried to walk a little bit at some point to see if that would calm down, and then I alternated between walking and running to see if that would calm down, and eventually that did. But I started running into more problems and more issues. Like, number one, my heart rate was not dropping like it should when I was walking, and I knew that was a problem. My heart rate was feeling extremely elevated, and I wasn't pushing at an intense pace at all. I went into this race knowing it was going to be a training run. I was just going to cruise. I was there and excited for Ralph to see how he did, and I was just trying to get in a nice 10-mile run, 10-mile trail run, build some distance, build some time on feet again, get back to where I was when I did my half marathon in May. So I wasn't like super concerned. And then, but then my heart rate wouldn't come back down. My heart rate would not drop when I was walking. And I was like, man, something just isn't right here. I know my heart rate's higher when it's hot out, but also I was sweating way more than normal. I noticed at the first or second water station that sweat was dripping off the brim of my hat way more than I had ever seen it. So I was sweating a lot more than normal, which was really weird. Then the heart rate thing was odd. Then somewhere, I think around mile 5, right after mile 5, I took a Go Gel, and I started to feel like I was going to puke. I started dry heaving while I was running. I was dry heaving for a while. I was having like indigestion with it. It was just not a good experience at all. And then once I kept thinking things were going to clear up, and by the time I got to about mile 7, I realized, like, I'm in this thing for the long haul. This is not clearing up anytime soon. And at that point, I was just going to walk, jog until I could actually finish the race. And I knew that was going to be a slow grind for sure, not moving at the pace I normally want to move. I've never had to walk in a race ever. And I knew it was my worst performance ever, but the number one goal was just to finish. I hydrated at every single run station along the way. I had 2 water bottles with me, 2 little 8-ounce soft flasks that I filled up multiple times and hydrated with along the way. One of them had electrolytes in it to begin with, about 500 milligrams of sodium. And then, no, it had about half that, it had about 250. And then I had gels along the way, Go gels. I had a goo gel, and I was hydrating at each one of the hydration stations, getting Gatorade and water. Now the Gatorade was very diluted, so just to give you a little insight of what I was doing along the way. I did try to hydrate pre-race. I took a scoop of BPN electrolytes beforehand, but I didn't take my hydration very seriously the days before. So I finished up the race and I am locking up. I am trying my best just to make it to the table, to get some water, to get some Gatorade, to get one of the ice towels to put on my neck, to cool my vagus nerve down, and make it to the shade. So I make it over to a tree in the shade. I just lay down up against the tree. I'm soaking wet. I know I'm going to be filthy dirty, but I don't care. I just have to sit in the shade and cool down. Ralph asks if he can go get me a Coke. Ralph runs and gets me a Coca-Cola, some snacks. I'm going to get some sugar in me. Maybe my sugar's low. I got to get my sugar back in me. I got to keep hydrating. I got to keep fueling at this point, and I have to keep cooling down. But I will say I was a little bit out of it. Like, I was not completely thinking right. So at this point, I was worried mostly about heat exhaustion at that point. And so I started drinking my Coca-Cola. I'm about halfway through the Coca-Cola, and everything goes completely white. Like, everything just blanks out, and I can't see anybody. I'm getting super lightheaded, and I know that I'm about to pass out. And I'm doing everything I can to not pass out. I don't want to be embarrassed, and I don't want to have to go to the hospital. I don't want to pass out on the ground and not. I knew I needed to keep getting in fluids and getting in food, and I didn't want to be passed out where I couldn't do that. I was helpless, depending on everybody else around me, hoping that somebody gets me what I need. I didn't want to be in that situation. I knew I just needed to cool down, but I wasn't thinking super clearly. And so with that, I had, cool towel on my head, cool towel on my neck. I had a water bottle, a frozen water bottle sitting on the back of my neck up against the tree, trying to cool down while I was taking all these fluids and snacks and everything else. Then a few minutes later, when I thought I was in the clear, except for my legs are still cramping completely, involuntarily, I thought I was in the clear from passing out. And all of a sudden, here I go, and I start to pass out again, and it's even stronger this time. And I'm fighting it and fighting it and fighting it for the longest time, trying not to pass out, And then finally, I come to a little bit, and I told my daughter and Ralph, hey, go get the truck, pull it down here, because it was about a quarter mile away. Pull the truck down in this parking lot and get the air on. I need to get in that truck and start cooling down. And we need to get on the road so that way we can either figure out what we're going to do here. We're going to go to the hospital. What are we going to do? So I get in the truck, and I'm not passing out anymore. But, when I go to stand up, I can't walk. My legs lock up. My quads completely lock up. My hamstrings completely lock up. My calves completely lock up. Every single muscle of my legs lock up. I'm cramping in my pecs. I'm cramping in my forearms. I'm literally cramping everywhere, all over. Like, my whole body is locking up. I had to put my arm over Ralph and one arm over Jess, and they had to carry me to my truck, and I had to pull myself, drag my legs up in the truck because they were full locked. Could not get them unlocked. Like, they're straight sitting in the truck. Looked gross as crap because they're just all contracting so hard. It looked freaky as crap. And we got me in the truck and then took off. We left, cranked up the air conditioning, and I was not feeling good. Cramping up, my abs cramping too. I forgot, they were just completely cramping up, feeling horrible. And then got up the road, and I was feeling better. I was like, okay, all right. I'm recovering. I continue to drink water. I'm continuing to eat. I'm eating chips. I'm eating crackers, trying to get some salt in me, some food in me, some fats, some sugar, all the above, just trying to get in everything. And at this point, it hadn't really dawned on me that I needed to really take in electrolytes bad. Like, sodium was key. And this was probably a little bit because I was just out of it. And I wasn't thinking straight. And now it's a learning experience. We know going forward that is 100%. Like, my wife knows now. My daughter knows now. If that situation arises again, there's some things that it can't hurt to ingest. First of all, get some salt in. get electrolytes in. Like at that point, it probably, I don't see, I'm not a doctor, but I can't see any reason why it hurts at that point to get in electrolytes. Sugar, at that point, doesn't hurt to get in sugar. Let's spike the sugar. That's fine. That's better than sugar being low. So I'm not 100% sure exactly what happened, but my theory is that my salt levels, my body salt levels got so low that it caused a blood pressure drop. When I was running, when I was walking, it was raising, exercise raises your blood pressure temporarily. So my blood pressure was raised temporarily as long as I was moving, as long as I was working. The moment I sat down and laid down under that tree, my blood pressure dropped. And so I think that blood pressure drop is what really got me and really caused me to almost pass out. And maybe there was some heat exhaustion as well. I know the dehydration was pretty bad. I have cut weight before for jiu-jitsu tournaments years ago, dropped 12 pounds in a day. I've done some serious weight cutting and I never felt quite like that. So I think my electrolyte balance was just, something was really, really off there. I did something really wrong in my pre-race day nutrition and hydration leading up to the event, all the way across the line. I did not take the event seriously because I wasn't racing. And I should have took it seriously. I should have hydrated properly. In the North Carolina July heat, when it's a stagnant, humid, over 95-degree day, you can't, with no breeze, you cannot underestimate that. You have to take it seriously. And, and I mean, like I said, I was hydrating. I hydrated beforehand. I took electrolytes. I did all these things, right? But I didn't do them to the extent that I should have. And something went wrong. I hated to not get some footage at the end of the race, especially because Ralph had a phenomenal performance. The kid went out there and crushed it. He is an absolute athlete. He has been doing CrossFit. He has not been training running until May. Here we are in July. He just started training, is running seriously, and he took 13th overall at an event with over 300 racers. And in the middle of July for a 10-miler, everybody's serious. So proud of that dude. He just did so well, and I hated that I couldn't film that. I hated that I couldn't be a part of celebrating that more. It was embarrassing what I went through, and I hope that anybody that's listening, anybody that's following, can learn from that and not end up in the situation I'm in. I'm a pretty fit individual, been working out for 20 years. I've done lots of races. I've done 13-mile Spartan races in the heat. I've just recently did a half marathon, so I know my running pace as well. Something went wrong. Something went bad. And I should have quit at mile 5. I should have not kept pushing. It was 2 loops, and I should have just stopped at mile 5. But realistically, I didn't know what was going on. This was not the ending that I expected this video to have. Really, I expected to be at the finish line and talking about my experience, talking about the race, talking to Ralph, celebrating with Ralph. Instead, the footage ended the moment I crossed the finish line. For most of us, that's where the most difficult part of the day really started. The race didn't honestly feel that hard, pushing to the end. As crazy as that seems, yes, sure, it was a push, but I didn't realize it was about to get even harder. It's Monday. I'm okay. I'm taking the recovery very seriously. I have not been training. I've been hydrating. I've been making sure that I'm taking in my electrolytes, taking in my carbohydrates, taking in my protein, getting my nutrition, getting my weight back up. When I got back home, I had lost over 10 pounds. I am still very proud that I finished the race. Looking back, my wife said she knew at mile 2 or 3 that something was wrong. She was following along on the Garmin app. My daughter was following along, and they saw my paces. They know my paces, and they knew something was really wrong. They thought my knee was hurt. They thought I was injured. They could tell I was walking way too much. When they saw I was walking, period, they knew it was a problem, and they thought I was gonna stop at the end of the mile 5 loop, and they just assumed and expected I was coming in, and I didn't. And they were like, oh crap, he's freaking continuing. even though something's wrong, he's going to finish this race. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of finishing, but it's also a big learning experience to take that kind of thing very, very seriously, to take the heat very, very seriously. And it's a lesson learned that sometimes completing the race and handling the race well are two different things. I've been very fortunate that so many of my races in the past have went very well. I've always been somebody who competes well, whether it's CrossFit, whether it's jiu-jitsu, whether it's running and racing. I always compete well. I compete above my training. But this was a lesson learned that sometimes you go out there and your body just doesn't perform, and you just finishing the race is an accomplishment. Surviving that day is an accomplishment. Well, let's just say this: it was a big lesson learned for me. That's for sure.